last group to present an update will be the food group. Ginny Ducal, am I saying that right? With N. Oh.
What the paradigm shift does with keeping the light and the balance we keep with holding the ground. I'm Ginny Ducal, acting liaison for the food group, while Sharon Landreth is away. Our goal is to have 100% food security for Crestone Baca within the next 3 to 5 years, with 1/3 coming from the community and 2/3 coming from the valley. We feel that it's an attainable goal for a few good reasons. We have gardeners here who are ready and willing to grow food for the community by dedicating 1 to 2 rows in their gardens for community food donations. We have one of the most productive this is the second point. We have one of the most productive agricultural valleys in the United States. There is all sort of produce, meat, dairy, grain, roots, fruits, poultry, eggs, and much more that is available for us and for the rest of the valley. It is called the San Luis Valley Food Coalition, and through the work of a local Nick Chambers, we have bulk food, or CSAs, available to us now. Before it was going to other states and other areas of the United States. And so we can now order bulk or share a bulk order item like 25 pounds, a 25-pound bag of quinoa split between 3 to 4 people. This is now being organized and will be available at bulk prices through our local food vendors. So we'll be working in cooperation with the 2 stores we have here already, and they will help us to give the food away. And the third point is the possible plan is to build a greenhouse, a 12-month working greenhouse, combined with a community center attached to serve those who contribute to the growing of the food and the preservation of the food. So the community center that's attached will have a kitchen, and it will have a community room, a room for meetings and educational classes. The community space will also have storage. So our successes have been through the cooperation of the local garden owners. They have actually agreed to grow a designated row of food in case we need we have emergency, and let's see. And then we have to still work out the problems of disseminating the food, passing it around, like to the food bank, local food markets on Saturday. Our challenges are, of course, funding and upgrading the gardens that exist already within our community. So we will need as many contributed and committed food growers to donate their extra food for the food bank and for putting food away. We need stewards who want to help the gardeners grow food, so that one garden owner might have someone working with them, helping to produce food and sharing the food at the same time. We need land for the greenhouse, and we need, of course, funding for the greenhouse. And we are also looking for beekeepers to sell their honey to the community, and we are working on an organized flow system. So that's a brief outline of our plan, our successes and our challenges and needs. And now, how do you feel we are headed in the right direction, or do you feel that we should go into a different direction? Take questions. Questions?
Hi, Jenny. Is there any plan to start this year with the food that's grown and save a percentage of it for storage for the future?
Hello again. I think your ladies in that group is doing really good on where you're going. Like I said, I have 8 acres and I'm willing to donate. I have greenhouse and I have land. That food goes to our people, goes to our indigenous people. And the other question is I had was for the community building too. Will our taxes go up in the POA? So there's another thing.
Is it part of your plan to help spread skills around the community so that more people are more familiar with how to grow their own food, even if they're not actively doing it on their own land right now?
There'll be a couple of our people joining your group, but we're already on our way of helping with this process, even though we ain't been in the same room together. I would just like to invite everybody, because you are in a spiritual area, to think about how what we do here are going to help poor people in India, China, Vietnam, all over the place. What is our beacon process, where what we do here reaches others, that they can transplant what we do? What kind of mechanism are we going to have to reach in the ghettos of the U.S. and the world, and the reservations and the indigenous people? We all need this. What is happening here is big. It is big. We cannot hoard it. We gotta think of how we loose it and let it go.
I'm in the food group too, and so I just wanted to add a focus that maybe wasn't quite brought up, and that is that we want to expand the number of gardens, make it possible for more people to have gardens, and encourage people to have gardens. And we need several things to make that happen. And I think I might have mentioned it earlier, but fencing is a big deal, and water is a big deal. So those are 2 things that we're really going to have, and anybody who has any opportunities to contribute to that or any suggestions, please help.
We are down to 2 minutes.
I've always wanted to start newsletters, and so, though it's probably not going to be called the Garbanzo Gazette, I did do a sheet of paper, and I was just stacking the other room that I'm calling the commentator, using a potato as the mascot. But anyhow, I need help with it. I need discussion about it, and that's what we're going to do for my part of the breakout meeting.
Oh, I just want to say natural agriculture. Shumei!
I would like to bring up the question of food preservation here. And I have been, well, several other people, been involved in solar food drying and canning, fermentation, and all that sort of thing to be considered.
I just can't resist to say, she said natural agriculture. This is Liz Emmer. We bought her home, Shumei, and we call it Garden House. And that is time up.